Good morning and welcome to December, and also welcome to our first podcast in December.
It feels like the first one just in general.
Yeah, it makes a difference when you take a break and then you come back. It was a very unplanned break last week. I had no voice, therefore could not talk, and Cameron, you were away, and so that would have left you all with only Ryan
And yeah, you don't want that.
You don't want that. You don't want that. So we're going to kick things off today with our question of the day. Let's see what it's going to be.
What could it be? What could it be?
It's not too bad. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Ooh, morning person or night owl?
I feel like this says a lot about a person when they're more productive and when they're not more productive. I think I'm not a morning person. I'm not a night owl either. I'm more of a mid-morning person is whenever I really get a jump on things.
Yeah.
But whenever I was in high school, there were 2 days of the year where I was a really good morning person. And that was the first day of band camp and Christmas morning. And that is it.
Wait a minute.
Two times a year.
Yes.
The first day of band camp and then Christmas morning. I get the Christmas morning. In fact, I would say I didn't sleep at all Christmas, like
Yes.
Christmas Eve and into it. You stayed up the whole night. You were waiting. You were listening for Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
But band camp, huh? That's an interesting one. What did you
Yes.
play again?
I was actually the drum major for 3 years. I played the flute, but I led the band.
Drum major.
And so when you lead the band and you're up there at 7 o'clock in the morning, you have to get everybody excited to be there. So I came in with bells and whistles trying to make everybody excited
Wow.
about it. That you can ask anybody who went to band camp with me. I was like an insane person in the morning.
That is funny. So you gave band camp all of your morning energy.
Yes.
And now it's over.
Yeah.
Until you find new motivation.
Yes, I try to for the morning blend to really, get the energy going.
That's right. That's right.
We appreciate that, Cameron.
Yeah, you always come in the room, with a big smile on your face. It's always good. So
Just
I would have
happy to
never
be
known.
here.
Living the dream, right?
Yeah. What about you, Ryan? You a morning person or a night owl?
I would say most definitely more prone to being up at night than in the morning. When you said, "Hey, let's do a morning podcast," and let's do it at 7 or 6:30 in the morning was your original idea, and I'm thinking, there's no way this is going to happen. Or you're going to have to get another technical person to do this because I won't be here. But, I just find a rhythm. I think lately, though, because I'm having to adjust, I feel more like you. By about 10 o'clock, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
But leading up to that, it may be a little dicey. So,
Yeah.
But for these, I try to, pump myself up in various ways to get going with this. So what about you, Darren?
I think I've probably had seasons, much like Cameron, and like you're experiencing now, of where I've been one or the other or both. And I think right now I'm both for very different reasons. I'm most productive in the morning. And so it doesn't bother me to get here in the morning. And that's been strategic for me because I try to, when I get home in the evenings, I really try to protect my family time. I'm there, my husband's getting in and he's trying to disconnect from work, which these days doesn't really happen all that well. And then, I have a special needs daughter at home who is looking for attention as well. And so when I get home, I try as much as I can to unplug from the workday. So when the workload is heavy and there are things that need my attention because, it doesn't matter how much is on my plate. When things need to be done, they have to be done. So it's easier for me to come in the morning when I'm not disrupting my family and stack extra work hours at the top of my day than it is to stay here later in the evening or to do that work at home. So that kind of forced me to become a morning person because of the demand of the job. But I can also be a night person too for a very different reason. When I want an empty box, and like right now, I am a Hallmark Christmas
gosh.
Channel junkie. I mean,
This is
so
when
I
I
mean,
walk off
I
stage.
could get my spot on the couch. I don't even go to my recliner for this because I have to stretch all the way out. I get my spot on the couch, and I get whatever I'm gonna snack on. I try not to snack late, but you know it's December, and we'll talk about that later in Monday Motivation. But so I sit there, and there are three. I didn't realize, y'all, there are three Hallmark channels that I can get, so I can choose
Wow.
between. I know, and I go back and forth between whichever movie I haven't seen already, because you know they kind of repeat a lot. So I can be a night person in that respect when I just want to just veg out and just empty box. And then I've discovered, and y'all, I mean, don't laugh if y'all have already been clued into this, but you know the reels on Facebook.
Oh no.
I've newly discovered those, you know. Not
Really?
well, you know, I'll go in and actually, you know, since I'm kind of relaxed now and I'm not having to study something through with my master's program, all that. So I'm not in the mode of studying stuff all the time. So now I'll go in and I'll go scroll through those reels and scroll through, and it's like the stupidest things will tickle me so much. And then you know it's bad when I start forwarding the videos to myself in Messenger so that I could go back to them and look at them again. I mean, it's bad, but I can be up late at night doing that, you know, and watching Hallmark movies. So, and that's really not good because, you know, if you're going to get up early, you need to try to make sure you're going to bed at a reasonable time. So
Right.
I need to help myself in that. My name is Darian Atkins, and I have a problem.
Facebook
Hilarious.
Reels. Wow.
Hilarious.
I know, but I'm telling you, it is some funny stuff out there. And I'm thinking, where do people get all this time to sit and make these videos? But then I'm thinking, you're sitting here spending all this time watching them.
That's
so.
true. That's true.
Hey, we have in the chat actually, Matt Napper just joined, and he said
Matt.
he's a morning person for sure, but also a late night person. So I guess just a person who doesn't sleep much at all.
And I've been
to
that
my
person
world. I am.
before, too.
I am a part of their world, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. We appreciate your contribution here.
Yes.
For sure.
So, how was everybody's Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was really good. It was
That break was good.
It was so good to get a break, and I mean, just the being able to spend that certain amount of time only focused on family and food was just so refreshing because I miss my family. I didn't realize how much I missed them. So
Was it more the food? Or
well, I will say that my partner did say that he got at least 10 plates
Ooh.
separately on Thanksgiving. So
Gosh.
because we hit 2 of them in one day.
Woo, all right.
Yes, so we ate
That is
for
funny.
sure.
Now, Thanksgiving was great on my end too. You know, it was a very quick trip, but got a chance to visit with family, of course, and you know that's all you can really ask for.
This year for Thanksgiving, we've been going to Dallas to spend Thanksgiving with family for the last about 3 years or so. And one of the cousins decided this year that we should all order these Thanksgiving shirts, you know. And so it was, yeah, we're gonna get to that. I know
Where's the
exactly where
picture?
I know exactly where you're going. So anyways, it all of them said most likely to, and then you could either choose what the company already had, or you can kind of customize. And so, you know, I didn't feel like putting that much thought into it. And so I saw one that said most likely to follow tradition, and that's me. I am the one who is been on tradition. You know, this is what we do. And but anyways, it was pretty cool. They were in all of like the fall colors, and all of us had them. It was probably like 20 something of us, you know, and all of us had it, and so that was fun. And we did do our traditional bowling. We went bowling the Friday
Fun.
the Friday after Thanksgiving, and that was fun. Oh my gosh, y'all, at this bowling alley, you see how big this table is? Man, they bring out a pizza that big. I mean, you could order it. So I don't know who paid for it. I just know I didn't swipe a card or contribute any dollars. I hope my husband did. But it's huge, and we all ate off of
Oh,
that
yeah.
one giant pizza.
Is it small slices or is
I mean, like a square like that.
Okay, I didn't know if they just had huge slices because it
No,
was
they
so
cut
big.
them, they did it this way and then did it this way so that they were squares.
Gotcha.
But about a good sized square about that big. I mean, it was really good.
That's dangerous to have competition around a holiday. And I'm just wondering if were there any, did anybody come to blows, or was it
Oh my
no pushing and
gosh!
shoving
So
or anything like that?
one of the people who was there, he was actually the brother-in-law to a cousin, and he came in. He was like, nobody. I don't want anybody to be mad at me when I win. And I'm like, his score didn't even get beyond like the little kids' scores who were bowling. I was like, I don't think we had to be concerned about being mad at you.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but yeah, we had a blast. It was fun. The only down part was I did fight a sinus infection, which is, after we got back, I had no voice by the time I got back, and that sore throat was a mug, y'all.
Oh, I
Speaking
bet.
of
gosh.
mugs,
Whoa.
I am wondering about this mug right here. Can you explain a little bit about this before we move on to the rest?
Yes. So I purchased this. Isn't it beautiful?
It is nice.
Yeah. I purchased this mug. Either I purchased it or I think my youngest sister, my baby sister, might have bought this for me. We have a tradition
Oh, here we go.
that when my mom usually comes down for Christmas from Indiana. And one year when my baby sister was with her, we all went over to Trenton Street because Mom loves to shop. I mean, she will shop and shop. I mean, and she'll have you sitting on the sidelines like, I just can't even move. So we were in the tea store. I can't even remember the name of it. That's on Trenton Street downtown. And Mom is a big tea drinker. We grew up making her tea and toast from the time we were able to reach the stove to make her tea. We made her tea and toast because she told us to.
Wow. Okay.
At night.
Actually trusted y'all with the fire from the stove top and all.
Yeah, she was a good teacher and a great delegator to this day even. She loves to delegate. But anyway, so we all, I guess just by being around her, just became tea drinkers. And so we were in that store on Trenton Street, and I saw this, and I was like, geez, that is gorgeous. I love that. And actually, you don't see it here because I'm drinking out of it, but there's another little insert part that goes down in that if you had, the loose tea bags, the loose grains that you put in your own bag, you could sit it in there and the little strainer thing, and it'll hold it. But anyways, my sister... She bought it. My sister distracted me with something else because they have all of these seasonings in there, all the different types. I've never knew there was so many salts and kinds of peppers and sugars and all that stuff. Yeah. So anyway, we went off looking at seasonings. And when we got home, she had this sitting on my kitchen counter. She had bought it for me.
How sweet.
I know.
It's
it's local.
Yeah.
It's
and
local.
Tell us about what you're drinking, too.
I am drinking. Hey, Matt. I am drinking matcha tea because I really need to focus this morning because I was up late last night scrolling. Shameless to say.
Reels. The algorithm will always figure out how to keep you engaged, and
Absolutely.
it will keep you going as long as it possibly can until you fall asleep, basically.
I tell you what, I don't know if I give them a run for their money or if I make it really easy because there are so many things that fascinate me on there that they have a whole lot that they can shoot at me.
Curiosity. Roman McKinney just chimed in, and he just says, y'all are doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Y'all are awesome. So I just wanted to make sure I gave Roman a shout out.
Thanks,
Anybody
Roman.
else who is watching who wants to chime in, I know a lot of y'all are keyed up because you're waiting for our featured guest. We will get to our featured guest very soon. So just hang tight. I know you're here for that. But anyway, and Matt just chimed in and says, I've got my caffeine rolling. So he's on the same page as you. For sure.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
normally come in and pop those coffee pods in, but today I decided to go with tea.
Now, just in case anybody's wondering, I just have a standard LDCC mug. Well, I feel like not a lot of people have this mug.
Classic.
I have that one,
You have this
and
one?
that one, yeah. But I like to eat soup out of mine because
that's
it's so
a big one,
big. Yeah.
But Cameron, what do you have over there?
I have a snowman because it is officially the holiday season.
'Tis the season.
That looks like Cameron.
Of course.
It does. That is a very
The
Cameron
colors,
mug.
that's right.
I love mugs that are shaped like other things.
Awesome, awesome. Well,
Okay, so
I
look.
guess we're ready for the news, right?
Yeah, let's move into the news segment. You know, first thing when I
You
jumped
can just get
on
on
my laptop this morning, saw
Escape.
a very sad headline that, and this is national news, y'all, that Sandra Day O'Connor, our first woman in the Supreme Court, passed away. You know, and she was 93. So she lived a good long life, but yeah, that was pretty sad to hear that. But that was topping the news, the national news this morning. So, in other LDCC news, we got spring convocation coming up January 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that email went out, I think it was Thursday of last week.
Yes.
So, if you all have not RSVP'd for that, to let us know that, really is to let us know what your food choice is, because I think it's mandatory.
Yeah, everybody's coming to that one.
It's mandatory for full-time people. So make sure you let us know which lunch option you want. There's also an option this year to let us know that you don't want any of those options, that you're going to bring your lunch. So if you're going to do that, still go on and RSVP to let us know that.
Yeah. So we'll move on to In Case You Missed It, and we're doing.
Oh, wait a minute. I had one
I'm
more.
sorry.
I'm sorry. And you all didn't know this because I didn't have it down for you. Miriam Russell is retiring.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll be doggone.
Well, I'll be. If you don't know Miriam Russell, she is in the workforce department and has been. So she is retiring she's retiring, and her last day will be December the 31st. So her celebration will be December 11th, and look for more news about that in your Week at a Glance.
All right. Well, moving on to In Case You Missed It.
In case you missed it.
I think we need to let Cameron drive this one here. Cameron, tell us a few things about what happened last week, or that were events and so on.
So we have a couple of things. Miss Patience Talley had her meet and greet at both Jonesboro and Ruston campuses, and there was a great turnout at the Ruston one. I didn't attend the Jonesboro one, but I have some pictures up here.
Got them on the air. Look at that.
The ones from Jonesboro, and we had a huge turnout at the Ruston one. The Chamber of Commerce people came out to show their support, and also the mayor of Ruston came, which was really cool.
Ronnie Walker,
Yeah, so they just had a great turnout and good food, and she really got to just reach out to everybody and get to know everyone, and it was great to talk to her. And, just hear her vision for LDCC Ruston and how she wants to just really dive in. So I just really enjoyed hearing that from her.
Awesome.
And then we also had our first ever Nights Winter Social Friday night.
So I got a peek at the decorations and the setup, and I saw one picture posted over the weekend that someone posted on their own, and I thought, wow, they really look nice. They really dressed up. So how was it? You were there.
Yes, it was unreal. I've never seen the ATC auditorium as dressed up and beautiful as it was. It was like transformed into the theme that they wanted, which was a winter wonderland, and they also had these huge Queen and King thrones for the Queen and King that they crowned at the dance.
Oh, wow, they crowned
the
someone.
social.
That's nice.
Yes, so
Yeah, it was truly beautiful. I walked over there before it was finished, and the amount of decoration that went into that, and the planning, attention to detail, everything was phenomenal. It was unreal.
The food was fantastic. We had wings, mashed potatoes, cheesecake, so good. And there was a pretty good turnout. About 50 or 60 people came throughout the whole event. So some faculty and staff even came out to show their support, and
oh, wow.
it was really awesome. I think everybody, liked the opportunity to show up and show out to look their best, because there was a lot of, David, he was all dressed up.
Oh, I'm so sure.
Yes.
I'm so sure. And I know he took photos.
Oh, yes, he took photos, and I took a lot of pictures too that will be up on social media this week. So
Awesome.
it will be, y'all will be able to see more and more of that wonderful night. They really did a great job with everything.
I wished I could have attended that. I really wanted to. I had other plans for the weekend, though, but gosh, it looked like it was going to be so much fun.
I told Dean Thomas you would have been jealous, because it was
yeah.
really fun. There was
Oh,
good
yeah.
music too. The DJ was awesome,
Absolutely.
playing good music.
So congratulations again to Patience Talley, the new campus director for Ruston and Jonesboro campuses, and congratulations to the SGA and Student Life and everyone that pitched in to help make the Winter Social a success. Thank you, students, for coming out and being a part of it as well. Now we're moving on to events. And the first one is I get
It's
to talk
happening
about
today.
I want to say, right, it's happening today on December 4th, which is today, from 1 to 3 at the West Monroe campus. Miss Allison Gault, Professor Allison Gault.
Yes.
Her retirement party is occurring from 1 to 3 at the West Monroe campus. So make sure you come out and show your support for our beloved faculty member in the School of Business and Technology who
Well, we don't want to say too much because she's our featured guest.
Well, that's true.
So
That's true. I'm sorry.
we're gonna be talking more to Allison in just a few moments. So y'all sit
She
tight.
is the reason why we have so many people watching at this very moment.
That's
And
it.
I expect the comments to start rolling in as she tells her stories. It's going to be amazing.
Okay, so on tomorrow, we will have our inmate graduation over in Lake Providence. So that's tomorrow. I think it's at 6 o'clock. I'm pretty sure that that's the time at 6. Ryan, you have an event on. You have an event on Wednesday.
Yes. So something that the School of Business and Tech has been working hard on, and it's been really a great time. I think we're going to enjoy it. I think everybody who comes out is going to enjoy it as well. It is the Business and Technology Winter Mini Conference. And that graphic, I know, is probably going to be a little hard for y'all to see because it's a kind of long poster size that we have up on the screen. But basically, four sessions or 4 events happening right before Pizza and Pajamas. So it's just an opportunity for everybody to come out. If you're going to be here early anyway at the Monroe campus on Wednesday, come on out, get some professional development, get some snacks, some treats. Everybody that comes to one of the events, whether it be the syllabus and Watermark Solutions, the What Color Is Your Personality, the Getting Wealthy with Joe, or Bet on Yourself, the one that I'm doing, the session I'm doing. It's from 9 to 12 on the 3rd floor, basically, of the Louisiana Purchase Building. And you will get, if you come to that, you will receive some free gifts, including a holiday wristband, as well as a jingle bell, so you can be festive when you walk
nice.
over to the ATC.
Love it.
So that's a reason right there to come in. We also give certificates of participation out just for those who have participated, of course, because there's faculty and staff evaluations, and we want to make sure you get credit for the professional development that you have undertaken. And again, it's just a lead up, a fun little lead up to the big party that's going to happen in the ATC that same day. So we want everybody to come out and enjoy themselves at the Monroe campus that whole day.
Do they need to go ahead and register? I registered.
Yeah, thank you
I
so
did
much.
too.
So actually, there is a registration. Check your email. We may send out a reminder email again, but there's a QR code on the graphic, and there's also a link to register for the BTech mini conference, and that just allows us to track who's coming and kind of get some things prepared ahead of time, get a head count and so on. So
Make sure you have enough of those gifts and holiday bracelets.
Absolutely. We don't want anybody to go home empty-handed. There's also door prizes and things like
and
that as well.
certificates. That's right.
And not to flex or anything, but I think I was the first person to sign up. So
So
Cameron also created. Cameron also created the form. So
Well.
she was the very first person.
Cameron created the form. She's
Oh no, they created the form, but I sent it out.
Yes.
From the email.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
No, Cameron is awesome. And definitely, I'm going to say anybody who needs graphics done, please talk to Cameron.
Absolutely
But
talented.
I have to take credit for this one.
All of that
No,
was
poster.
Ryan.
he is taking credit.
Yes.
But Cameron showed me the way, though. That's the difference, right? It was under her tutelage, and I said, okay, I got it from here, Cameron. Thank you so very much. And so I just went from there. It's going to be a great event. And I
in
think
other
y'all gonna
words,
have a good
please
time.
y'all go register.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. It's going to be really awesome. I'm so excited.
I want to see what color my personality is.
Right, exactly. And, it is going to lead up to our holiday party, which is our next upcoming event that we're excited about, too. It's just going to be a day full of really fun stuff, y'all.
So
And you
we're
did do
wearing-
the graphic on that one, right?
Yeah.
Did it make the slideshow?
No, it didn't make the slideshow this time.
Y'all
Yeah,
have
she
seen
did all of
Cameron's.
that.
Yeah.
She's got the rest of them. Okay.
So we get to come to work in pajamas.
Yes. And I know everybody I've talked to is a little scared to come to work in pajamas. I get
yeah.
it. I get it. I'm wearing pajamas, y'all, and I think it's an opportunity we should all relish in. No, you never get to wear your pajamas to work.
No.
So please show up in your best holiday pajamas because we're going to have a
HR friendly.
prize, HR friendly, because we're going to have a prize for the person who shows up in the best getup. And we're also going to have a prize for the ugliest sweater. So if you're not quite comfortable enough to wear your pajamas to work, you can wear an ugly sweater and just come in something festive if you don't want to do that either. So just really show up and show out, y'all. And then we'll also have our dessert competition.
Yeah.
And we're going to have Johnny's Pizza and a hot chocolate bar. So that's how the food situation is going. And there's going to be a lot of other opportunities and a little bit of a surprise competition for prizes. So
I
please
like prizes.
come. Yes.
Yeah, I think everybody, I think the world is going to show up for that one. It's going to be fantastic. But remember, that one too, I think, does have a sign up, right? Just to get a head count.
And I think for you, it was by the end of day Friday, people were supposed to sign up in their emails. But if you
No grace period.
There's a grace period. So if a few stragglers want to sign up today, please feel free.
But today is absolutely the last day.
Yes, this is absolutely the last
Like
day. So we
close
know
of
how much
business
to
today or noon today. What's the cutoff?
buy. Noon today.
Okay, so can we get a reminder email then?
Yes, I'll send another one out.
That is funny. Yes, we will do that. Okay, and then we have the RN pinning. Before that, pharmacy tech pinning is Wednesday,
Yes.
December the 6th
Oh my
from
gosh.
6 to 7:30 at the West Monroe campus.
That's a jam-packed day.
Yes.
Wednesday, everything's happening on Wednesday.
Everything.
And I think if Terra Orals emailed me and said that they had a 100% pass rate on their students who came through their program. So whoop whoop for
Excellent.
them.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it wasn't the first group either. So the last group also had a 100% pass rate. So
That's awesome.
yay, go Terra!
Woo. And we also have our RN pinning coming up on Thursday, December 7th at 6 p.m. That will be at North Monroe Baptist Church. So congrats to those
It
graduates.
is a jam-packed week, y'all.
Yes.
We thought we were coming to a close. We were winding down. The semester is over, but no, we're just ramping it up.
Yep.
Yep. And I mean, we're kind of not done because those were the events for this week. But we also have some upcoming events that we really need to give a shout out to just to give people a heads up about them.
Yes. So, and one of those is our graduation for those graduating this semester, and that is December 10th, this upcoming Sunday at 4 p.m. And we also want to encourage all of our faculty and staff to volunteer to sign up. And we have a QR code on the screen for the volunteering. And if you aren't available to volunteer, because if you volunteer, you have to be there at 2 p.m. on December 10th. But if you are just wanting to show up and support the students, just as a faculty or staff member, we also have a QR code sign up for that. And we ask that those who are coming just to be in the faculty or staff section to please sign up on this QR code so we have a seat for you, and to also come at 3 p.m. so if you're wearing your robes that you have time to get dressed and everything.
Yeah, the QR code is up there. It's going to stay up there for just a few more seconds. So I know it may be hard if you're tuning in on your phone to then consequently scan the QR code as well. But
Right.
I just, if you want to do a replay and you have another device, make sure that you sign up because it's very important. Graduation is such a joyous occasion. It's the culmination of all the hard work that everybody's put in, geared towards those students, so faculty, staff, everybody has had a hand in the success of the students, and it's important that you be there.
And we're going to be sending out reminders about all of these things today. So, just be prepared for, lots of emails. I mean, we may try to go ahead and get those condensed into one. So it's just
All the things
one
to sign up for.
very, very, very long email. So
Read till the end, right?
Yeah, so that they're not having to open up multiple emails. We'll put it all in one, so you just get one really long email.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay, so that was upcoming events.
Oh, and
Now-
our adult education
Oh,
graduation.
that's it. Thank you.
Yes, that'll be December 11th, Monday at 6 p.m.
And that's going to be right here on this campus. Right?
Absolutely. What's that? Oh,
That's going to be
Yes.
right here on this campus.
in the ATC auditorium.
Yes, yes. All right, so that takes us down to our feature, someone who's been around for 30 years in the educational system.
switch cameras. And you're live. You're on the air, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay, Allison!
Let me make sure the light's shining properly.
30 years of dedicated service, 30 years of touching the lives of students, 30 years of sending your babies out into the world
Still my babies.
to try their own wings
That's
by
right.
themselves.
That's right.
Yeah, and it.
That makes me really old.
No.
No, that makes you really ready.
We're so happy to have you on, Allison.
you.
I can't tell you how much I've learned from you, just being a part of the team. And your example has always been a wonderful testament to what it is to be a true professional in the higher education space. And so I thank you for that. Personally, from me, I know that all of your colleagues as well that have worked alongside you would say the same, and probably a lot more, probably a ton of things that those that would tell you, but also probably things that people will tell you at the retirement party. One more plug again for that today from 1 to 3 in West Monroe. It's going to be fantastic. But we brought you on because we wanted to dive in a little bit deeper, and maybe most already know about you. We want people to really understand who you are and how you got here. So we have a few questions for you. But first, just to level set here, can you tell the audience what your current role is at the college and what it entails?
Right. I'm a professor on the West Monroe campus in the Business Office Administration program, and I'm also the lead faculty.
Okay, fantastic. What does that mean to be lead faculty?
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm over the curriculum mostly. That's dealing with textbooks, what textbooks are used, and meeting with business and industry just to make sure we're staying relevant and adjusting our curriculum as needed. So that's the big part of it.
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, that's an important part.
Yeah.
Now, as you reflect on your career, can you think of any highlights that you'd like to share with us? Whether they be student highlights, with students, faculty, staff, what memories stand out?
Well, I think that what stands out to me the most are those students that I help to train that we in turn hire, and just become lifelong friends. Dorothy Davis on the Reston campus, she was my student first.
Was she really?
She was.
I did not
She
know
was.
that.
Yeah, I taught Dorothy.
Wow.
And so I've taught Laurie McGuffey.
Wow.
that's right.
Absolutely. Nichelle James. I mean, just I like that we grow our own. I think that's
Yeah.
very important.
That is important.
And that is what has been super special to me, and such a highlight is just that you you learn these people and what their values are and what their work ethic is, and you're able to say, hey, I've got this guy over here. He would be great in accounting, or he would, and it's just so fun to see them come work for us.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask, you taught Pam Holland, too,
I did
right?
teach Pam Holland.
So that's just thinking of everybody that's
Right.
come through and that's
That's right.
been an employee with us here. A lot of great employees coming from the BOA program, and you had a big hand in that, so that's fantastic.
That's because we're just an awesome program, right?
That's right. So BOA, for those
really
of you
are.
who don't know, stands for Business Office Administration. It's an associate degree here at LDCC, and its mission is to train professionals in the business space and the office administration space. And you can concentrate in accounting, general office, medical office, and it's just, again, the skills that you learn there are, you're going to take those with you no matter what your career ends up being. Even if you dive off into something else, you'll always keep those excellent skills that you learn in the BOA program. So yeah, definitely a great program at LDCC. Let me ask this question now. Being an instructor, of course, is rewarding. It has its highs, but also we know that it comes with its challenges. And so can you share with us a challenging moment and what you did to overcome it?
It sounds like an interview.
I know, right?
I know, right?
She is leaving. She's not trying to get in.
Or maybe there was one with a student, maybe, I don't know, that you helped them to overcome.
Well, I would have to say it's really more of a personal moment than it was, and actually all the students are what pulled me through it. But when I was on the Ruston campus, my director passed away on campus while I was there, and that was just,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it was the most difficult time of my life. And
Wow.
so we were, at that time, everybody was an individual campus. We were in a region, but not part of a regional campus.
Okay.
And so it was like, well, who's going to take us over? What's going to happen with us? And so Noreen Smith stepped in and took us as part. We were really in Region 7. Ruston's Region 7. We went into Region 8 school, and then it's all of a sudden I'm moving to West Monroe. So your life is all turned upside down because of a very catastrophic
Wow.
event. But it's those students that pulled me through that. In fact, I was just talking yesterday to a former student that said, I remember when you would come from Ruston, I'd work part of the day in Ruston, part of the day in West Monroe, and she said, I just clung to you as soon as you got there, and what they didn't know is I was clinging to them when I got there. you
Isn't
know?
it funny how that happens?
They have no idea what
Wow.
they would pull me through, because I'm supposed to be the leader up here. But,
Yeah.
they'll pull you through everything. They're great.
What an excellent
Wow.
reflection that you had, because so often, like you said, the faculty and staff, the adults in the room, so to speak,
That's right.
we have to have it all together.
Yeah, I'm the grown up.
And sometimes, it takes support from
Right.
sometimes unexpected areas, unexpected
Absolutely.
people to pull you through some tough times. Yeah, wow, that's
Wow.
why I asked you the questions. Interview question, but I asked you, and you came up with such a great one. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So then that leads me to something else too. We've talked one-on-one a number of times about various things related to your professional career, and then I posed this question to you once before, and I always thought that answer was very telling. And so if you would share with everybody else, what is your definition of success? Could you talk to us a little bit about that?
I had to think long and hard. When Ryan asked me that, because we were meeting every other week, and he said, okay, I'm going to ask you a question, and when I come back in 2 weeks, I want an answer. Oh, that was a long 2 weeks.
I'm sure.
I mean, who sits around and thinks about what is my
Ryan.
definition of success? Like, hard questions.
But,
So,
but you have so much experience, right? You have it together. That's what we understand. So.
I'm just the pretend adult who tends to have it together. So it's not me. It's not where I sit. It's not my job title. It's not, the paycheck that you get. If that defines success, I might not be sitting here. And that's not success to me. I don't need a title or anything like that. It's my students are what shows whether I was successful or not in teaching them. You know, we talked about Pam. You know, Pam was in our worked as a student worker in our financial aid department, but then she goes and she gets on at the Jonesboro campus, and now she's a campus coordinator. I mean, look at Pam. Pam shows what we do.
Yeah.
But it's not that. I've had the single moms or even the dads trying to get a better life, and so I've helped their children that I might never meet
Wow.
to have a better life.
Yeah.
And so, to me, that's success. I've got a former student that's a vice president at Origin Bank. You know, started out with me. She actually named one of her children after me.
Oh,
yeah,
wow, that's a
I'm telling
huge
ya.
compliment there.
I'm telling you, I mean, I just have such a connection with my students that I don't know, we become family. Sometimes I'm the really strict parent, and they'll say I was the hardest teacher because I'm not easy. That's not what makes friends, but you know, it's what they've gone on to do. That's success to me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
I wonder, was it the accountability that was hard for them?
Maybe so.
That's a hard thing, and it's not just this generation of students. It's a hard thing amongst people, period.
Oh, it is. It is. But I think I'm a very structured person. My classroom is very, Ron's over there nodding like
Again,
if you just-
try to learn lessons from you here, you know, the structure.
I'm completely over organized, and sometimes that's not a good thing because you spend a lot of time organizing, you know, instead of actually getting the job done. So it takes me longer sometimes to get things done, but it is so structured, and I think, you know, our lives outside may not be as structured, and then you come
Right.
into that, and they knew what to expect every single day, and they knew what that makeup test was going to look like, and it wouldn't be pretty. You know, they knew
Yeah.
if they missed, these are the consequences, and I had consequences.
And they conformed.
Yes.
That's very important for them to develop that discipline, you know, in that
Absolutely.
environment where
Right.
it's safe for them to do so.
But it's done with love, you know, and
I think as humans we crave order.
I think so.
I think it helps our peace
Right.
to
Oh,
have
when you do
order.
your color, you're going to learn about that.
Ooh, see, now I'm really looking for.
Oh, the colors were that was so fun.
I think I like the idea of order,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes the discipline that it calls for
That's the other side of
isn't
that.
always agreeable.
There's a
Discipline.
challenge.
There you go.
Yeah.
You have to give something to that, and it sounds like you really have mastered being able to find that space of motivating your students to give what it takes and to hang in there
And
to
they're
the
all
end.
so different. It's a wide different types of motivation.
Yeah,
I've just really learned to read people well. You know,
yeah.
I can't count cards or anything that might make me money. You know, at a
I was
casino
about to
or
say you could
something,
head
but I
straight to
can-
Vegas now.
Right. So maybe I could work for security and I can read those people. and
There
tell
you
who's
go.
counting the cards.
That,
This
see,
is another career. You're
see,
not
a
retiring. You're just
whole-
stepping into
That's
something
it.
else.
She's transitioning.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I wanted to ask if y'all had any additional questions for Professor Gault on her retirement days.
So what are you gonna do now?
That is a hard one. You know, my husband doesn't think it's going to take.
Yeah.
He has said, you know, that's fine, but it's just, I don't think it's going to take. So I want to learn new things. Ryan has told me about, is it Wonderium, that's it. So I'm going to sign up for that, and I want to learn new things. I might take a pottery class. I don't know. I just want to learn how to do new stuff.
Yeah.
Because you know, you think when I started, I was teaching people to type on a typewriter.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
30
Not
years,
manual, but-
I'm sure you have gone through some
Right.
changes
and so
in
I've
that.
constantly been learning all this technology. technology.
Yeah.
So what do you don't go home and you stop learning. you
Right.
know. But I'm definitely going to travel. Definitely going to do some travel. But,
Absolutely.
yeah.
What's at the top of your list for traveling?
Top of my list, I would really love to go to Scotland.
Me too.
Really love to go to
Me too. I have 17% of my DNA is Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to go there.
Wow.
Me
That's
too.
top. It's not like happening, but it's yet.
Yeah.
Next up will be Puerto Rico.
Been there. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's next. And then I think we'll be going to Maine in the fall.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Wow.
So,
Lobster. Do you eat lobster? Are you a seafood?
every single day
Oh,
I'm
I
there.
don't blame you. Oh, I don't blame you. I'm tasting it. Looks
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Take us with you.
Yeah, right.
So I guess as we wrap up, are there anything that you want to leave? Any parting words you want to leave with?
especially
those?
to new teachers, because we have so many new instructors who've come on board, and some of them may not I'm sure most of them, probably all of them, don't have the years of experience
No, not at all.
that you have in the classroom. What would be some tidbits of wisdom that you could leave for them?
I would think patience is just so important because you want to know it all and you want to be the greatest at the beginning, and it's not going to happen. So have patience with yourself, but don't stop learning. Don't avoid. I mean, I've been in 3 different e-learning platforms. I've been from Blackboard
Ooh.
to Joule to Canvas to not having anything and having to learn all of them. And don't be afraid to learn any of that. And I know it's always something, it seems like there's something constant coming down, something new we have to do.
Yes.
Changes. I have been from working under the Bessie board to we voted in LCTCS to,
Wow.
a lot of change. And just know now your job, what it is right now, is not going to be the same way it is next year. And so just have patience with yourself in dealing with all of that. That's the big thing to me.
That's great.
All right. Well, we so appreciate you being on the show.
Yes.
And if you want, you can hang out with us for just one more second, because as we go into the next segment, we may think of another question to ask you.
Cool.
And so, but we'll take you off the hot seat for just a second. Now you can relax a little bit.
Not quite so fast, because I want to see how close Allison is. Your deal is tomorrow, right? No, it's Wednesday. Okay, Allison, if you had to guess, what do you think Cameron's personality color is?
Yellow.
Okay.
This is scary. She just said she could read people.
I know. I'm really.
And then I'm going to be all wrong, and then you're
And
going
what-
to say, yeah, don't take her advice.
And what about? Do you already know Ryan's?
I don't know Ryan's.
Okay, so what do you think his would be? Gray.
There's 4. It's not pick a color. There's 4 specific colors.
Gray has 4 letters in it, and that's not gonna work.
Oh.
It has to be something with 5 or 3 letters.
If-
Red.
Right, because
Yes.
of
White.
what the volume has to be on.
You were watching that one. Oh my gosh. She did her research. See, this is what. I'm
Oh,
leaving
no, I
y'all.
was with them when you came up with Android. I was like, oh, that was so not an answer, Ron.
Right though.
Exactly.
I
Right.
know.
I'm so glad. I will go down in infamy, right? As being.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. So, what do you think Ryan's? What are the 4 colors?
Well, from when I did it, it was blue, green, yellow, and I think red.
Yeah.
And
And they've adjusted a little bit some, but yeah, that's about right.
Right.
Yep.
and he's a little yellow, but he's also, I think he could He's a hard one.
Well, let's say yellowish, because that's nine.
I'm gonna
That's
have to- I
9
think,
letters versus 6 letters.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go a yellowish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
And I can't tell you anything about these colors because you're gonna learn about that.
Right. Okay, so Ryan is yellowish. We don't know what the other ish is.
I think on the ish, like Ryan wants to be a blue or a green, and he wants to be, but he's just gonna be yellow. I think. And I could be so wrong in this. And yellow is not bad. I mean,
You're a wannabe.
the new
Look here.
president at Tech is a yellow. I know this because he's the one that did the colors with us.
That
So
is
it's
so
not a bad
funny.
thing. Colors are not a bad thing.
Okay, and what about? Oh God, they're both yellow. So what do you think that I am?
I think you're gonna be blue.
Blue. Okay.
Is that
All
like
right.
the color of your cereal too in the morning that you count, or what?
Oh my gosh,
saying.
that cracked me up.
Blueberries.
You could count blueberries.
Yeah, you could because there are marshmallows in them, but I don't eat those. So
Oh my gosh, this is
the blueberry. I'm thinking of Frankenberry. Frankenberry. That's what I'm thinking about. That cereal, Frankenberry. I do eat blueberries. Those I eat them because they're supposed to be healthy. Okay, so when we do ours, Cameron, did you sign up for that one? Mm-hmm. Are you doing that one, Ryan?
I'm actually helping to present it, but I'll let
You're
you know.
gonna do it? Yeah, because I wanna
the
see how
presenter
yellow
was
you are.
Well, Dr. Campbell is the main presenter, and I'm just helping her out.
That's right, I did read that. Okay, well, good. Now we can get Allison off the hot seat.
Woo! All right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And I guess we're moving on to
holiday tidbits.
Something extra that you.
Yeah,
thought of this morning.
because I cheated on this a little bit because every Christmas my mom comes down and I have a sister who lives here. She moved from Indiana some years ago, and she has 4 children, 3 of which are still in Monroe, and then they have children, and then I have my daughter and her family. And so anyways, it's a lot of us who get together at my house for Christmas Day, but because mom comes down and she stays for a little bit, this time it's 3 weeks, we try to fill that time up with doing some activities. And my husband and I and we'd like to take part and do what's happening in the community, some of the things happening in the community too, even before she gets down. And so he just asked me yesterday, hey, so did you figure out what was going on in December? I'm like, no. And I actually have to do that for the podcast too. So
Uh-oh.
so this helped me at home and at work. So here's some things that are happening. The Beaten Horn they have stuff that goes on every December, and if you're looking for a place to take like holiday photos, it provides a gorgeous backdrop. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. But they also have lots of other activities that happen at the Beaten Horn. For this week, they have the Dolly, Teddy, and Me Christmas tea. That's actually today from 4 to 6. All of these things you can find on the West Monroe Visitors and Conventions Bureau website. Mm-hmm. So I kind of lifted them from there. For all of you people who have pets.
Are you not a pet owner?
I am not. That's why I said
She's
all
a
of
proud,
you people.
not pet owner.
I am a proud
You're
pet owner.
sitting across from a proud pet owner.
Look,
Madam.
I've served my time with a pet, and I was happy to get my house back. I was not happy under the circumstances of which I got it because we had a little Maltese, and she lived until she was about 15 years old and people years, and then passed away. And my whole family took it very, very hard. So, I was sad about that. But there are pet photos with Santa on December 6th at 9 o'clock, from 9 o'clock to noon at the Beaten Horn. There is a cost for that. There is also a cost for the Daddy, Teddy, and Me tea. Also, they are bringing in the Christmas truck. It's the Christmas truck night is December the 20th, so you want to put that on your calendar for a little bit further down the road in December. That actually is free. And I've never done this. I'm going to do this year though, because I want to see what that's about. But it's the Coca-Cola truck, but it says it's the Christmas truck night. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I don't know.
Check it out.
Check it out. It's free too. Candy cane lane. Now we've done this as a family every year, where it's in Calhoun. Have you done that?
Every year.
Every year? Yeah. It's like $20. Is it $20
$20 a car.
So it's going to be like, how it was when we would go to the drive-in when I was a kid growing up. You pack everybody in who could fit. But now, you have to be in a seatbelt, so that might.
You can't be in the back of the
You can't really,
truck?
you
Come
can't
on.
really stuff it like you
Dang.
did like you could when we were a kid. But Candy Cane Lane, that's in Calhoun, and that starts December 4th and ends on the 30th, so you can do that anytime. The Freedom Trees, which is free, is at Chenault Aviation Museum. They decorate the Christmas trees on the trees on their ground, and and all the Christmas colors, and that's free. That's on Kansas Lane. I did this for the first time 2 years ago, and we're going to go back and do it again this year. It's the Go Bright Christmas Lights. It's a house in Egret. It's 7204 Egret Landing in Monroe. And they light up their house, and it's like a whole production, y'all. I mean, the music and everything. There are cars lined up waiting to get up to the point where you can see it and hear it real good. And it's someone's house. I mean, they chose to do that. So, yeah, they have it on display from the 4th through the 26th.
That electric bill must be unbelievable.
Oh, my gosh.
Imagine.
I hope they struck a deal to get a discounted rate or something.
So
but
the lights, they dance to the music?
oh, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it is a whole production, honey. I
Awesome.
mean, it is a whole thing.
Is it one where you turn your radio to a particular
No, but
station?
that's Candy Cane Lane
Oh,
is
okay,
when
okay.
you that is what you do at Candy Cane Lane. But no, they have their own music. I mean, and I tell you, it is a whole thing. Holiday wagon rides in West Monroe. I've not done that. But it sounds like, it could be fun. It's on Trenton Street from the December 4th through the 30th. Christmas at Caroli, of course, they have Caroli Park all done up. I've not done that one either. But I may need to do that. That's December 4th through the 25th. The Land of Lights is what the name of this is, but it's downtown Monroe and West Monroe will have different things going on from now on throughout the month of December, and of course it's all going to be decorated. So I don't know, as kids we would drive around, and go look at lights and stuff, and I've continued that, most likely to follow tradition. I did that with my kids, and we still do that. We just drive around to see, all the lights. I haven't put up my lights on the outside yet, but
It's coming.
I know, but it's like at this point, I feel bad for not having done it earlier, but I'm thinking, I like to do it in November, kind of early, to get, the most out of it. And I saw my neighbors, and I wanted to kind of do mine before my neighbors did theirs. Y'all, they have people who come out and do their yard for them, set up all, and
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
it looked right, and I live next door, and it looks fabulous, and I just throw some lights on the bushes, and try to figure out how to anchor that blow-up thing in the yard, and so we tried to get fancy with it last year and get the little lights that the two of them that that shine up on the house, and it doesn't even and I know it's not a competition, y'all,
No, but Miss Darian,
but
I
when you
feel
live next door to people who do that, it's
Yeah.
like,
I feel you so much, because I live next door to these people who go all out. They spend the whole weekend decorating their whole house, and I live right next to them, and they're my parents. And they showed out, and I'm over here trying to put my strands of lights up, and I'm just like, whatever.
yeah, I mean, life is hard. I feel when you turn into my subdivision, it's not that many streets because it's not a very big subdivision. It's like 1-2 streets before my street, and when it dead ends on the 3rd street, which is my street, there are 2 houses in front of you. Mine is here, and then my neighbor's, but it's the neighbor on this side. So I feel like my house is kind of the sign that with the arrow that points like next door to the next door neighbor's yard. But yeah, so anyways, we do enjoy driving around and seeing the lights, which is why I try to do something outside. My inside is done though, y'all. I mean, we are lit up on the inside. I wish I could just hold my door open and say, see, I do have spirit.
Wait, hold on. Before you continue, how many of these do you have? Because I'm thinking we should be charging sponsorship dollars to post all this on the morning blend.
It's a public service.
Okay.
It's a public service.
I'm just saying.
So that we can let
if anyone's
our
interested
colleagues
in
know.
us pushing your event some more, come on down. we'll take it.
Sponsorships are available.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the Santa's Christmas Village, that's in Monroe at the North Louisiana Children's Museum, and that starts on the 4th and ends on the 23rd. Now, if you want to get outside of kid events or family-friendly events, well, this could be family-friendly too. At Enoch's, they have the Josh Love Christmas Show. Yeah, so that's December 7th. That's happening this week.
Fun.
Yeah, downtown art crawl. They have those periodically, anyways. But that's happening on December 7th. The Wellspring has its open house, holiday open house this Thursday from 11 to 1, and that's open to anyone. So if you want to go and show your support and just learn a little bit about Wellspring, you can do that too. Proud board member.
Plug.
Yes. For more about what's happening outside of or beyond this week, go and check out Monroe, West Monroe Visitors and Convention Bureau's website. It's a whole list, y'all.
All right. Awesome. Well, I think that brings us to the Let Me Tell You section of our
that's on you
discussion.
this week.
And what's interesting about that is everybody has traditions.
Yeah.
We all have our Christmas traditions. But what you discovered actually through a quick Google search was that around the world, there are some traditions that revolve around Christmas and the holidays that none of us may have ever even imagined. And so I'm just going to give you three because I know we're got other things to get to. But one of the pioneerwoman.com is where this is being pulled from.
Right.
So we want to give credit. Thank you so much for that. And
especially since we're using their content.
right, exactly. So one of the traditions, Christmas traditions that you may not have been aware of is one that's titled Brooms and Mops. And it says, perhaps you've hidden your brooms and mops when you're not in the mood to clean, but in Norway, they do it with a Christmas tradition in mind. Norwegian folklore advises hiding brooms and mops on Christmas night to prevent evil spirits and witches who return to Earth on Christmas from taking the cleaning tools and using them to fly through the sky. How's that for a clean sweep?
What?
So imagine, we never think about evil spirits coming at Christmas, but apparently
The Norwegians do.
That's a problem. And
That is interesting. Wow.
they need to take care of that,
Wow.
okay?
Right. I'm glad we're aware.
I'm going to use that excuse all year round. We cannot bring out those cleaning things.
That's right.
They might be missing in action at some point. Now, the second one I wanted to talk to you about is an American favorite, fried chicken, but this tradition is actually celebrated in Japan. So more recently celebrated tradition that became super popular in Japan. While Christmas isn't exactly a huge holiday there, some people do celebrate it with Christmas Day feasts consisting of none other than buckets of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That's
KFC.
right. KFC did move over there.
Now, not only is Colonel Sanders now synonymous with Santa Claus, but the brand even purveys Christmas-themed party barrels to mark the tradition. They include salad, cake, and plenty of fried chicken. Isn't that something?
You know, the few
Wow.
extra pounds, the Colonel could look like Santa Claus.
yeah.
I'd never thought about that.
In there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Do they even do Christmas buckets? And I haven't eaten at KFC in so long.
I don't think
but
it's
now
advertised
I
here in the
can
States.
taste
Seen
it.
it advertised.
That is interesting.
All right. And the last one to give to you is the Christmas pickle. Now, Imagine this.
Like actual pickle, like cucumber.
So here's a delightful tradition, or delightful tradition, D-I-L-L, that's thought to have started in Germany, but the actual origin is pretty much a mystery. Despite that, everyone will relish in this activity. Again, thank
Oh
you.
my
Pioneer woman.
goodness.
It consists of someone hiding a pickle ornament deep within the tree branches of a Christmas tree, and the person who discovers the pickle sometime during the Christmas season will receive a bonus gift or lots of good fortune for the upcoming year.
Where is this?
So it's thought to originate in Germany, but the actual origin is a mystery.
I
And
have a pickle ornament.
Do you
do?
really?
I don't go all out, you're going to get something special, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I had a coworker give me the pickle ornament.
wow.
That's sort of like this reminiscent of the whole Mardi Gras thing with the king cake.
Right. Don't eat that early.
Yeah, not before January 6th.
That's, yeah.
You gotta wait for the epiphany.
Don't eat a Christmas one. Gotta wait for epiphany.
Okay.
Yeah. Some things you don't question.
Right, right.
Obviously. Obviously. Wow. So we're talking about Christmas, but not everybody, even in the U.S., celebrates Christmas. Some people don't. Some people don't celebrate any of the holidays. But some people also celebrate, not also, but some people celebrate Kwanzaa. What are some
Hanukkah.
other? Hanukkah, that's what I was trying to think of. Hanukkah. And I'm not quite sure what else, but those are the three that stood out to me. So, yeah, so we got to remember not to take it for granted that everybody does the same thing.
And that's
Yeah.
why to capture everybody in the spirit that all those traditions entail, nowadays we'll say holiday party, things like that versus Christmas, just to make sure everybody is included.
Yeah, yeah, and that highlights, the spirit behind the season of just showing love and doing good, showing goodwill to your neighbor.
Absolutely.
Take them that pickle for their tree. Okay, so Monday morning motivation, we're down to that.
Yes.
Okay, so the Monday morning motivation really is a word that you've heard several times already during this podcast, and it is discipline. I thought about that because I know how easy it is to be undisciplined, especially during the month of November and December. I struggled so hard to drop fractions of pounds in November and gained it all back by the end of November. And so now I'm almost back to where I've started this torture climb. But it goes back to discipline because I know the things to do, but then I give myself room, and thinking I'm going to make it up and, but it still goes back to discipline. During the month of December, it's so easy to overeat, over everything, overeat, overspend, over everything, over communicate. If you consume alcohol, over drink. I mean, it's just easy to over everything because you feel good, or you could feel bad, and it works the same, where you still binge. And I want to encourage all of us to really think about the things that you can do that will help guard yourself, against yourself, protect yourself against, from yourself. Allison, you had said earlier about how you were so organized in some respects. I think probably during this month it will help us to become organized and to prevent overspending, or to try to help yourself with overspending. Determine what your budget is going to be, and don't give yourself room on that. Don't provide a justification that sounds good, that will give you the freedom to go in and add, more money, because there will be a reckoning day. And then, Think about things that you can give that you don't have to go out and shop for. And I know we are so hyper materialistic because I could rattle off 100 things right now that I would love to have. But once I have those things, it's like, you know, you've moved on. But when you have those, when you give those gifts or receive those gifts that have true meaning behind them, those things stick with you and you remember those things. So this year, instead of being driven by your emotions to make purchases or to feel that you have to do something big, stop and really think about the person for whom you're considering and really think about them. Think about who they are and think about what they would appreciate. I know one thing that we can do so easily as humans, we can give people what we want to give them, what makes us feel good, instead of giving them what they would like or what would make them feel good. And so that even puts perspective in giving. You're not giving for you. You're giving for that other person. So if what you're giving, what that other person would appreciate, if it means absolutely nothing to you, don't downgrade or downplay the gift. Because again, you're putting the attention back on you. Let's be careful to not do that this season. Let's really take steps to not think about ourselves and to consciously and intentionally really, really think about other people, and let that start at home. Don't go do that everywhere else for everybody else, and then you've totally skipped over the people that you're the closest to in your home, because we can easily justify, well, they don't, or they're just, or they won't appreciate it, or they don't care. Charity starts at home. So think about home first, or the people who are closest to you first, and then spread that out elsewhere. So, and all of that requires discipline. That's the one common thread that's woven through all of that. The discipline of not making it about you. The discipline of sitting. And I know that we find this hard to do because we're so conditioned by electronics and digital stuff. Sit and think. Actually sit and think about other people, the other people in your life. Think about conversations. Think about the things that you've seen them value. And think about ways that you can give them that, because that's going to be the more meaningful. And then, if you want to purchase something, if that requires purchasing something, set your budget. Set your budget. And don't let your pride get in the way, because a lot of times we'll overspend because we want it to be big. Why? Because that makes us feel good. We've made it about us, and pride is at the center of our giving. And that's not the meaning of a gift. That other person should be the center, which means that it has nothing to do, so your pride shouldn't come into play. So don't let your pride stand in the way. Set your budget, stick to your budget, because you have to live beyond Christmas. Calories. And y'all, look, I'm preaching to the choir. I mean, I heard this stuff in my head first. So, I mean, I had to deal with it first. Calories. I know that sweet potato pie at Thanksgiving, it just kept calling me and calling me. And I didn't ignore it, not one time.
You should.
Not one time. I answered. I was like, yeah, I'm coming. I heard you. I'm coming. And I mean, I answered the call every time. All the sweet stuff. I was eating beyond 6 o'clock. At 9 and 6 o'clock, and y'all, I knew better. I was there with a sore throat. I was still eating. That's how.
That's supposed to help it.
Just gluttony. But I was there. So, y'all, I'm struggling with this myself. But this is what I'm going to do. I am for sure not going to eat beyond 6 o'clock through the holiday season. I am going to make sure that I do that. That is one thing I am going to commit to. I'm also going to commit to not going back for seconds. When I fix my plate, that's it. And I'm not going to pile it on. I'm going to do reasonable servings so that I don't indulge. I am going to limit dessert. One slice of pie. I'm not going to overindulge. I'm going to try not to do any, but probably will. So I'm going to limit myself to one slice of pie. And that will be it for that day, because it doesn't help me. And it's so easy to pack that weight on, and it's so hard to take it off. So that is what I'm going to do. So discipline, 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 y'all, all through the month.
And I think, just to piggyback off of that for just briefly, January, I think, is the worst month of the year for a lot of people. Because it's winter, it's after Christmas, and nobody really likes winter after Christmas. So
Right.
I think that January could be a better month for everyone if we exercise that discipline, especially when it comes to spending. And, it's kind of the trend to, I'm going to start on New Year's. My diet starts on New Year's. I'm going to start
Right.
exercising on New Year's. I'm going to start this, that, and everything on New Year's. I think that starting now, you're gonna be grateful for your past self for trying to exercise that discipline during the holiday season. And it can still be good when you focus on the things that really matter. It can still
Exactly.
be a good holiday.
When you were talking about gifts, the best gift I have ever gotten in my life was a birthday gift, which my birthday is also in December.
All right.
The
Happy
12th,
early
which is my
birthday.
retirement
That's
day.
right. Happy birthday.
That's
be
your
a good
birthday
day.
present to yourself.
That's exactly what it is. But my dad wrote me a birthday letter,
Oh,
and I still have that letter, and he's been gone over 20 years, and that was, he was an extremely busy veterinarian, and that he sat down, took the time to sit down, and he wrote his feelings to me.
that's
That is-
priceless.
Exactly. What did it cost him? The paper he wrote on, that's all
Yeah.
he had to pay for. And that meant more to me. So there are a lot of gifts, like you said, that are extremely personal gifts that mean more than going and spending $100 on somebody.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, y'all, I'm not promising that I'm going to not eat and enjoy myself, but I appreciate those of y'all that have that. But I will say, one of the things that we want to make sure we do is when we set goals, whatever those might be, personal, professional, etc., whatever's important to us, let's make sure that we just follow through on them in the new year.
Yep.
And that's really where my focus is. So whatever it is that's going to make you better, make the people around you better, stick to that.
Bring those things that bring
Realistic.
value.
And that they are realistic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
This has been a great podcast. Listen,
Yes.
y'all, next week, you're not going to want to miss it. That's all I'm going to say. Practice discipline.
The
You're
discipline
not going to
tune in
want to
every
miss
week.
it.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
And next week, yes, we'll have more sound and more flash and things. We had a little technical difficulty today, but we'll make it work for next time. So
Thank y'all for joining us.
Thank y'all.
And we'll see you all December 11th, 8 o'clock right here.
bye-bye.
Bye.